What's up, everybody? Welcome. We are going to do a quick and snappy, great live training today, all about the thing that's been in the news lately, TikTok.
Oh yeah.
So we'll discuss it a bit. We actually just recorded a podcast earlier this week on TikTok, which is going to be great. That's going to be dropping next Wednesday. No, the Wednesday after. I don't know. One of these Wednesdays coming up.
It's coming up this Wednesday.
So upcoming Wednesday, we're going to drop that podcast, and we actually had a really great discussion on TikTok and kind of the implications of it, and is it going to get banned and all of that fun stuff. So we figured let's keep the trend rolling. Let's do a little bit of a discussion today on TikTok ads, what we're seeing with TikTok ads. Do they work? Do they not work? How do you launch them? How are they different from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the other big guys on the ad platforms? And really, ultimately, is it worth exploring, or is it just a waste of time at this point, right? There's a lot to discuss, and we're going to keep it casual. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat while we're talking. I see 6 people in here so far, so if you've ever had a question, any of you 6, that are in here right now on TikTok ads, throw the questions in. We can see them on our end, and we'd love to just have a discussion today. So let's get into it, Caleb. First and foremost, let's start off with, how do you feel about TikTok right now?
Yeah, I'm a little shaky, I'll be honest with you. So I'm excited to kind of talk a little bit more about I'll drop the podcast on Wednesday, because I think that there's a lot of really great stuff for people to listen to, because we kind of really dove deep there. But I'm personally feeling shaky about TikTok, simply because it is an unknown right now. I mean, obviously it's already banned in Montana, and so there's potential that it just goes away. And so I think
there's lots of people in Montana too. It's a huge state. Just kidding. Sorry if you're from Montana, but I'm sure TikTok being banned in Montana isn't doing too much yet.
Yeah. What is the main crop of Montana?
Casual roast of Montana. Montana's population is, 1.1 million people in Montana. So in other words, Phoenix, where I live, is bigger than the whole state of Montana. But still, 1.1 million people fewer on the TikTok platform. I guess that's, nothing to scoff at. 0.3% of the population of the U.S.
I was about to say, if everyone in Montana had TikTok.
Yeah.
But anyways,
your point remains. It's banned there.
Yeah. It's banned. And so to answer your question, Dakota, I'm feeling shaky on it. I think that anyone who's currently using TikTok as their primary channel for getting things out there should have a backup. Does that mean that TikTok's going away? Maybe not, right? Maybe it gets bought out. But I think that if you're not being safe with some sort of alternative, then you're missing out. And you and I have talked a lot about what that alternative should be. And I think we can both agree that YouTube Shorts is probably where other people should be shifting their attention if they're on TikTok. Do you agree with that?
Yep. I do agree. Yeah. I mean, if you're running short form ads on TikTok, then just start testing them on YouTube Shorts, specifically. And then also there's no reason why you should be creating ads specifically for TikTok that won't work on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube at this point. Because if you're doing that, and if all of your eggs are in the TikTok basket, there's a decent chance that you literally just won't be able to use the platform in the short, in a couple months. Who knows how quickly things could change. But that being said, as of right now, there is still some wins on TikTok. And so I think what we should probably talk through today is is it worth setting up? Is it worth putting the time in? And then how can you kind of use that time and leverage that time in a way that is also going to help boost your performance on other platforms, right? And so starting off, in my mind, the thing that people need to realize is that TikTok kind of started a revolution of short form content, right? Everybody in the world right now has seen short form videos, right? They've seen this very choppy, quick edit, right? A minute or shorter, usually, vertical video that's popped up on your feeds. When TikTok came out with, their platform, that was sort of like a novel concept. It was brand new. And all the other social media apps kind of saw what TikTok was doing, and TikTok was doing it in a way that they had never thought of doing it before. and they were doing it super successfully. They have an algorithm that's just a little bit better. They serve you the videos that you want to see, super entertaining. View times are off the chart. I mean, like kids spend like 3 hours a day on TikTok, which is insanity. And so there's like all of these metrics that are showing, oh shoot, short form content is like really eye catching and people should probably do it. So what ended up happening was, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or they're all like, well, I guess we got to do this now. And so they made it so that if you do short form content on their platforms, they're like, we'll make sure that your stuff gets seen. I had like one Instagram reel that I posted that was like not even that great, and it went out to like 15,000 people. I was like, okay, that's weird because I only have like 600 followers. They must really want this stuff to work, right? They want people to create videos on it. And so you've kind of seen this wave of short form content. What most people, I think casual people don't understand is that like TikTok now is not the only place that creators are going to make this content, right? And so that plays into the ads as well, because now if there's a whole new stream of ads that are a different format on a different platform, like Instagram Shorts, that means a whole new placement, more real estate that you can put your ads out on, right? Just a whole new territory that's unexplored.
Exactly. And I still think, like, if someone was to ask me, hey, what's the fastest way to grow an organic presence like really, really quickly, I still think that honestly the answer right now is still TikTok, because of what you just said. Like, you got 15,000 views, you got 600 followers, like you can get that sort of a thing to happen on like Shorts in Instagram, but it's fewer and farther between, I believe. I think that there's like a higher hit rate, I think, at least from what I've seen on TikTok, with like having something go like semi-viral or viral, right?
Yep.
And so so I think it's still a really great place for organic, but that leads to the question, right, which is kind of where our whole arena is like, do ads work, right? Are people spending a lot on ads? Are they seeing ROAS, return on ad spend? How does it compare against running ads against Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube? Should you be running TikTok ads, right? And so I think that's a really good point for us to kind of move into. So I guess, Dakota, what are you seeing, like, for the clients that we work with? What are you seeing TikTok do in comparison to other platforms in terms of ROAS?
Yeah. So just black and white, comparing apples to apples in terms of like same ads, same landing page, right? But Facebook versus TikTok, let's say. TikTok actually is typically cheaper when it comes to CPMs. And so what that means is CPMs is cost per 1,000 impressions. So if you think of it in this way, it's how much do you pay for 1,000 people to see your ad, right? That's kind of the base metric of what ads cost, right? How much do you pay for 1,000 people to see your ad? So let's say it's $50. You give TikTok $50 and they put your ad in front of 1,000 people, right? That same cost from TikTok to Facebook, let's say, or Meta, TikTok has been like half as expensive for us. It's been a lot cheaper, right? And so basically, like, if you don't, if all things are just the same, TikTok is a cheaper platform to advertise on. What is up, Taters? How are you, dude? Great to see you. Let me know if you have any questions.
What's up,
We
dude?
went to high school together. Great guy. Good to hear from you, bro. So basically, if you're not taking advantage of the fact that it's half as expensive to advertise on TikTok, then you're kind of wasting money. Now, that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is the click-through rates are still pretty steady. What that means is that even though it's half as expensive, people are still clicking on the ads at a similar rate. And so that means your clicks can be half as expensive, right? You basically, how much do you pay for somebody to click on your link? On TikTok, it can be a lot cheaper if you have it all dialed in. That being said, where we see the biggest difference is the intent level of people who click on ads on TikTok, right? And so it becomes a little bit sketchy at this point, because I think a lot of people just assume they can use the same funnel or the same like destination between Facebook, YouTube, all of those, and then just like plug it into TikTok and it's going to work from day one. But what we have noticed is that for the grand majority of offers that we've tried on TikTok, the funnel has to be modified to kind of fit that snappy attention span that people have when they're on TikTok, right?
Yep.
So even if the clicks are cheaper, even if the CPMs are cheaper, when people click through into that funnel, what they're really looking for is just instant gratification, because they're used to just scrolling. So if you're putting a long form video or like a VSL, like we teach in AdClass, on that landing page or in that funnel, people aren't going to watch it like from
Yeah.
TikTok because
Yeah.
their
It's
brains are
so
already
true.
wired to see short form content, you know?
It's so true. So true.
Yeah.
And I think one of the neat things that's possible here, going off that same vein of like, okay, well, you're getting the cheaper CPMs and usually cheaper clicks on TikTok, right? But what is it actually like? How can you turn that into the intent in the conversions, right? So how do you solve the problem, I guess, of like what you're talking about, which is they don't have intent, they don't want to watch a bunch of stuff, but how can I still utilize all of these TikTok clicks? And I think the best way to do that is by adding in a little bit of additional like qualification into the funnel,
Yeah.
right? And I think that that's one of the things that TikTok allows you to do that you might not be able to do on another platform. So let me kind
Yeah.
of explain really quickly what I mean. When you click an ad on Instagram or Facebook, we've talked about how that's more expensive, right, than TikTok. So because it's more expensive, you want to minimize the amount of friction in your funnel and find that sweet spot, that balance where your lead is still going to make it to that goal that you have for them at a good price, right?
Yep.
So meaning if you want someone to book a call with you, you're willing to, let's say, pay, let's just keep the numbers easy, $100. Okay. Now, the thing is if you're using TikTok, you might have the cheap clicks. And so you might be able to get those booked calls for way less, right? So those booked calls on TikTok might be coming in at, let's say, $40 rather than 100. Okay. Well, those calls now have that lower intent, like Dakota was talking about. So what actually you can do is say, okay, well, what if we add a little bit of additional qualification, maybe some questions or additional button or thing that makes them basically take them through a little bit of that deeper intent. And then now that call goes from maybe 40 up to 100. Okay, so it's basically
Yep.
figuring out how can I take my funnel to a place where I can still build that intent in there. And so I guess that long story and that long explanation is to say that because TikTok gives you cheaper clicks, sometimes you can afford to add deeper qualification in that funnel that might not work on Facebook, where now your leads are way too expensive on that other platform, right?
Yep.
So I don't know. Do you agree with that? Have you seen that work at all in any scenarios?
Dude, yeah. I mean, ultimately, like all advertising is getting traffic to an offer or a product, right? Like all we're really trying to do is get eyes to an offer or a product. If you put a billboard up on the side of the road, your reason for putting that billboard there is that people will see it. So TikTok is just another avenue that people can see what you're doing. So if people see it and they take action on it, you want that action that they take to be directly in line with the platform that they saw it on, right? It would make no sense for, let's stick with the billboard example, for you to put a billboard up on the side of the road that said, hey, do you want to know how to lose weight? Swipe up to learn more, right?
Yeah,
People are
yeah,
looking at the
yeah,
billboard like, what? I can't swipe up on a billboard. Same reason that you're not going to put on TikTok, hey, do you want to learn to lose weight? Like, click the link below and watch this really long video that doesn't make any sense since you're on a short form video platform, right? Like, it's the same sort of thing. And so ultimately, like, yeah, is TikTok a valid advertising platform? It is right now. Like, it can definitely work. It's a little bit cheaper, less competitive, the targeting is okay, the pixel's okay, like it's decent for a young platform. But the biggest thing is if you're going to run ads on TikTok, you just have to rethink your strategy a little bit, right? Like a VSL funnel in a standard setting isn't the greatest thing in the world for TikTok. What we found that works a little bit better, Caleb, as you know, is like we like doing like more of a value ad funnel, like opt in for this free thing, right? Hey, TikTok, do you want to know how to, increase your ability to, trade stocks, or whatever it is? Swipe up, click below, and we'll send you some free alerts, right? Like that sort of thing works on TikTok because people want that instant gratification. They want value. They don't want to sit through a training. They don't want to watch anything long. They just want like snap, 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 get me the thing. Let me see if it's good. And we'll go from there. So that's the
yeah.
biggest difference.
Totally
When you
agree.
do it all right, it can work for sure.
For sure. Yeah, exactly. And I think it is a little bit more work on TikTok as well. I think we can kind of move the conversation a little bit into like creative and like how often like that needs to be refreshed. And one of the things that I think we've noticed on our team is that to get TikTok ads to work, we're constantly needing to try new ad creative. Whereas
Yeah.
on a massive platform like Facebook, creative can live a lot longer usually, for a few different reasons. But one of the big ones is because the targeting is better on Facebook, and your like audiences can be larger while still hitting the people that you want to hit. Whereas on TikTok, what we're noticing is that we're tapping out audiences a little bit faster, which also like the working audiences, the ones that are actually converting, those are getting tapped out quicker, which means we're having to constantly refresh creative. And that creative has to be what Dakota was talking about, which is that short form content, right? So
Yeah.
so our team has been frequently like we're building the video editing side. We're trying to continue to make sure that we're able to like stay on top of that, because we're seeing that tends to be the case, at least more so than it has been on other platforms, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it requires more creative variation, which obviously takes time, but there's a lot of apps out there that you can use that will help you with templates. Like one of the wins we're seeing recently on short form stuff, it's actually YouTube that we're testing this on primarily, which we'll get into in just a second here on like other platforms to try. But we're doing literally just like B-roll video edited with AI voice, like literally just like transcript of AI reading a ad script over like video edits. And that's
Dude,
working really well.
okay,
So
for
you don't
anyone
have to have a
watching,
person.
yeah, for anyone watching, if you would be interested in us doing a training next week on how we did that, like how did we create an AI ad totally from scratch and get it to perform better than what was currently in the account, comment and let us know. Because like if you're interested in that, we can do a whole like walkthrough on exactly how we did that, which I think would be really neat. Sorry to interrupt,
Heck
Dakota.
yeah.
I just want to see
No,
if
dude.
anyone's
Yeah,
interested
we need
in
to
that.
do a YouTube video on that too, because I think it would be a game changer for a lot of people. Like ultimately, if you're stuck with like, I can't get anyone to record ads, it's taking forever to get, stuff recorded. This shortcuts that entire process, right? You don't even need a
Yeah.
person to record anything. You can just edit it yourself with AI.
So,
It's crazy. But yeah, so what I will say, like my verdict like on whether or not TikTok is worth it right now to get into advertising wise is a mixed bag. If you have a brand that's like pretty young people focused, right? Like if you have something like an ecom product that has some potential virality, specifically like, like some sort of LED light or like a webcam that has special features, or like, something that's like a little bit techy and a little bit viral, TikTok's probably an
mm-hmm.
amazing platform for you. I think that
Yeah.
right now, based on what we run, we're not allocating a huge budget to TikTok on any offer. We're testing it here and there. We're trying it to see if it will work, but it has not become like a big spender for us on any offer. And it's not for lack of trying. I think it really is because the demographic is so different, and the attention, like what the intent that they go there to do is so different from these other platforms. And so
For
what I
sure.
would say is, just because you don't test TikTok, if you choose not to, does not mean you should not test short form content, because that is
Right.
definitely the future of how we look at video, right? Like people love short form content. So, regardless of if you test TikTok ads or not, you should be testing short form video content on the platforms that you're currently running, because almost
100%.
all of them support it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, like we've been doing that basically across the board for everybody. Every client that comes in, we're pretty much like, we got to get you on short form content now. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
we've had certain people actually that have come to us recently and they've been running like, either images, or maybe they've been like taking Loom videos or like wide format videos, trying to throw them everywhere. Pretty much standard now that we tell everybody that like comes to us is, we're like, here's the short form ad like format. We got to run this like as soon as possible, and we have them film and we knock it out. And now, like we were just talking about before, we're even just automatically doing it even if they can't because
Yep.
because it works that well. So yes, to second what Dakota said, if you're not using short form, like that's probably one of the biggest, I think, industry shifts that TikTok has done, is like, even if you're not going to advertise there, take the learnings from the creative that have come from TikTok, because that is translating across the board to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. And so if you're wondering like how to start short form content, like what to do, how to make it work, literally just go onto Reels on your phone, like Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, whatever, pull them up and just start looking at some short form content and think, how could I turn that into an ad, right? It's really simple. 60 seconds or shorter, quick to the point hook, little bit of a body, like, saying like, hey, here's how my product's different, check this feature out, whatever, captions, and then the CTA is just click the link below. Like if it's shorter than 60 seconds, the beautiful part is like it doesn't need to be super duper intense of an edit at all. You're just trying to see if you can get attention to your product, right? And then obviously after you get the clicks, you can figure out what to do with the funnel. But if you're not testing it, definitely would recommend. And the other piece of short form content that I think is really awesome, selfishly as an advertiser, is that it doesn't take a long time to script or edit, right? Like you can test
Yep.
way more if you do short form than you can long form. One long form edit, a 5-10 minute long video takes a very long time to edit, but a 60-second clip, a lot simpler. So
Yes.
yeah, I think it's just an easier way to get into it.
100%. Okay, shifting gears while we're still talking about TikTok, one other thing I wanted to present on really quick here in this meeting is just talking a little bit about the TikTok Creative Center. So I'm going to share my screen really quick just to go over this. 1 second, give me 2 seconds to get this going. I'm not in my usual office for anyone that's like looking and sees. I'm officiating my uncle's wedding today, so yeah. But
man of many hats over there, Caleb.
Cool. So can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So TikTok Creative Center, basically, I wanted to show this just because one of the things as advertisers that we constantly basically talk about is being able to look at what competitors are doing and what other people are doing in the marketplace. I think Facebook was kind of the first big company to come out and really talk about the ad library really well and kind of like showcase that transparency and the privacy that's there. Also, you might hear my daughter where she were kind of doing a couple of things. Now with TikTok, the reason I wanted to show this is because they allow a little bit more than a lot of the other platforms do. And I think that that's one of the really cool things that TikTok does have going for it right now is if you come over here, if you just literally search like Business Creative Center inspiration, right? You can come over here and you can actually see what's trending, you can literally look at ads by region, by the type of industry that they're in, even down to the objective of like what this campaign is actually trying to tackle, the duration, like what's been actually working in the last, certain date range. So this is like insanely powerful for advertisers, and it's far beyond what a lot of other platforms are offering. So I just want to touch on that for a second because really, like the ability to come in here and look this deeply into what other competitors are doing is a unique tool that TikTok has going for it that you really can't get this level of access and transparency from any other advertising platform right now. So yeah,
that's cool.
I think that's unique and pretty cool to it. I don't know if Dakota, you have anything else that you want to say kind of on this, but I think it's a pretty neat feature.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. You can get so many ideas, not just for TikTok, but like just by watching these ads, and kind of seeing what people are doing gives you so much, inspiration for other platforms as well.
Exactly. So yeah, I just wanted to share that real quick. Stop sharing my screen inception there, but yeah, really, really powerful tool. And so even though Dakota and I, would say like, hey, look, for most people that we work with, on like I'd say 90%, we'd say, hey, get started on Facebook, or if you're going to choose something other than Facebook or Instagram, maybe try, Google, YouTube. TikTok's not normally the first thing that we send people to, but that's not to say that it doesn't work. You still absolutely can totally get it to work. You just have to kind of have the right creative, the right sort of offer and product, the right funnel that's built towards that like shorter attention span. But it's got some cool tools, you know what I mean? And I think that there is a cool future for it if it doesn't end up getting banned in the USA.
And if it does, we learned how to do short form content along the way. So, It's a win-win because maybe we protect our country a little bit and our youth while also learning some tools that we could use. Who knows? Awesome. Exactly. That's it, right, Caleb? That's all we had to touch on today in terms of TikTok, I think.
Yep. That's it, guys. So so if you're not in our Facebook group, come join. We do a free training on ads every single week. I'm trying to just provide free value to you guys. Let us know, like, please comment, let us know what other topics you're interested in. It sounds like just from our conversation today, it might be really helpful to dive into the AI side of ad creation and like what we're doing on the cutting edge of creating content without actually having to have people film. So if you guys are interested in that, please let us know so that we can make sure that we're putting out content that's valuable to you and what you actually want to see. But yeah, without anything else, that's it. That's all that we had for you today. So Caleb and Dakota signing out. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.